Jeremy Oliver here at Main Ridge Estate and Victoria's Mornington Peninsula with James Sexton. And James, we're going to be tasting now the two signature Pinot Noirs.
Correct.
From different sites within the vineyard here at Main Ridge Estate.
Yep.
The most famous and best known of which is called the Half Acre, but also the Acre has been, certainly in the last decade, it's been getting closer and closer in quality, and we've just been discussing a couple of times, you believe it's actually at least the quality. So as far as you're concerned, we're talking about two wines from different parts of your property, and you tend to rate them pretty much the same by and large.
Yeah, look, as I say, they have their years where they're the standouts, and probably if you look at the long track record, the Half Acre holds it. But I think with just vine maturity that we've seen in the Acre, and just as they've settled in themselves, and we can talk about the sites, but just that, especially on the warmer years, I think the Acre can really thrive as a wine. And it's the goal of these two wines. We not only like single vineyard wines, but we do like single site wines here, and looking at the nuances of them. And for me, the big driving factor is, when you look at our property, well, our vineyard, it's a roller coaster. We have a ridgeline, then we dip into a valley, and the valley is where the Acre vines are situated, and the ridgeline is where the Half Acre vines are. And if you start digging around in the soils of the Acre, you find they're much more alluvial washed clays. If you have a bit more rain over the harvest, they stay wetter and colder for longer. We typically harvest it after through the slow ripening. And the Pinots, they always evoke these really bright red fruit. You definitely get more spice aromas coming through there, but not a lack of intensity at any stage. And the Half Acre site is always just, I think, consistently more forgiving, especially on the cooler years, just because it has the benefit of, well, A, being the oldest planting of Pinot in the region. The vine's nearly 50 years now, but by sitting on that ridgeline, the soils can dry out, they can be warmer, and we can just fairly consistently push ripeness, get dark savoury fruits, and have that ability to sort of soften the tannins and get some more savoury woody characters coming through.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Straight away you can see the difference in colour. The Half Acre has more depth. It would appear to be just looking here.
Yeah, we typically see the berry sizes are a little bit smaller in the Half Acre, maybe just because of the dryness of the site, and that just helps with concentration a lot of the time.
And then to echo what you've just been saying, the aromas. It's red fruits and florals, red cherries, almost a bit of red currant in the Acre. And incidentally, what I haven't said is these are both 2022.
2022.
Super high quality vintage.
Yep.
Low yield.
Yep.
But very, very high quality for you.
Yeah. And winemaking, I should say, it's the same for both. So for the winemaking, we do 100% destemming of the fruit. I think a character of spice is already inherently present in the fruit of the higher elevated vineyards here of Main Ridge and Red Hill. So that influence of stems is never a big character, a need for us. But yeah, from there it's ambient temperature control. We then go for a wild yeast fermentation, but extended skin contact. So usually on their skins for about 3 weeks before being basket pressed and matured in barrels for 18 months without any fining or filtering at the end.
Yeah, it's so totally traditional Burgundian.
Yeah.
Very low intervention.
Yeah.
And very respectful of your fruit.
Yeah.
And I can see with the Half Acre, the difference is straight away. It's that beautiful perfume, initially more attractive, I suspect, to most people who are coming here saying, hey, give me a real Pinot.
Yeah.
And it's got the lifted florals, rose petals, and the darker cherries and darker fruit. So on the nose, I think the Half Acre is the more perhaps immediately appealing. With food, different story, potentially.
Definitely. I think in this year, I think the Half Acre is definitely a strong wine, but I think the Acre is just one that will probably need a little bit more time.
And what length and texture, structure, layers of flavour. Wow. I think I can say this without upsetting anyone, that certainly in your time the Acre has really lifted as a wine. And to me, I see a beautiful core of flavour, earthy, stony texture, very savoury, layers of texture and flavour again. So I think that's a real proper wine.
Oh, good.
That's a serious wine.
Well, as we say, it's the goal to have as many serious wines as we can have, and avoid.
you don't have to drink it too seriously,
No,
but
no.
it's a very serious wine.
No,
it's
it's true.
It's a proper Pinot Noir,
Yeah.
and it's the kind of Pinot Noir that if you put on a table anywhere in the world with people who understand Pinot Noir, they'd go, "Hey, that's good. That's interesting. Tell me about it."
Yeah.
It's that kind of a thing.
Well, thanks.
And I think as far as the Acre is concerned, it's under you that it's taken an extra step. So once again, without oversimplifying, the half acre is very much a show pony in that crowd. It's got that lustrous, translucent, red, black, almost blue fruit, blueberry, raspberry, dark cherry. A beautiful line, incredible line of acid through it, and it's almost more gentle in its own way.
I think the warmth there, it gives us a much easier ability to get the tannin ripeness, especially seed ripeness occurring, and just that ability to just sort of soften and round those tannins out early, which I think, from the get-go makes it a really appealing wine. But I think that softening probably in the Acre will happen in the cellar as well. So.
I think what I do like, and I think you'll be very happy with, is that you've made two completely contrasting Pinot Noirs from grapes that are literally next door to each other.
All with the help of Mother Nature, which is good.
Quite amazing. But I think that if you've been a fan of Main Ridge over the years, and there've been many, you'll be thrilled with the half acre, but you'll also be really, really happily surprised with what you see under the Acre label. Well done, James.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic work.
Cheers.